Production.
What is poppin'? We're looking at Coinbase, and I am loving what we're seeing here on Coinbase. Now, we had a massive rip here, so call it June 7th. It's been a month and a half, went up 137%. The reason behind this is because a lot of these companies that are now filing, a lot of these banks that are now filing for these Bitcoin ETFs, I believe a lot of them are using Coinbase as their middleman to basically get Bitcoin or custodian Bitcoin from them. So that's essentially what I understand of it. Super basic. There's now the whole big thing behind this, okay? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible so it's not like confusing for anyone. These big banks like the BlackRocks, Fidelities, etc., that are filing for these Bitcoin ETFs are going to drive money into the market. Now, why would they do that? Is because they're now making Bitcoin investments available to big money clients. Where before it really hasn't been unless you want to directly invest in Coinbase or other crypto related stocks. So that's why we're seeing an influx in these crypto related stocks right now. We're seeing a lot of them perform, like the Hive, Hut, Mara, Galaxy, Coinbase. A lot of these names, you're seeing them start to pump because money is trying to get in before the big wave comes. So once some of these Bitcoin ETFs get approved, there will be an increase in price eventually, drastically, because of all the money coming in. So how does this relate to Coinbase? How can we look at the technicals and get an understanding of it? We ramped right up into this resistance at 115. Right? So watch previous videos where I highlight these levels and why they're important. They're major resistance zones. These are levels that once you get good at technical analysis and you're able to understand resistance and support, which is like super easy, like anybody could do it. It makes it easier to understand why prices move at those levels. And it's because there's an outstanding amount of supply here, right? So what we need to look at now is what can we expect next? So we have this 8 EMA on the daily time frame. We're going below the 8 EMA. It's a moving average of the stock's price. Now, when we look at the weekly time frame, we're way beyond the weekly 8 EMA. So we could come back down to around $80, $90, 85, 90 to regather this moving average. And then hopefully it will be used as support. Because when you look back here, if you look at the weekly 8 EMA, it's being used as resistance. Can't break up over it, can't close over it until we go sideways for a bit. Now that we've broken over it, what we want to see is if we are going to use it as support. Now we could also bring up the 21 EMA, right? So here we have a golden cross of the 8 over the 21. Here's a bearish cross, the death cross. If the 8 goes below the 21 on the weekly, you're expecting a longer term downtrend. If the 8 goes above the 21 on the weekly, you're now expecting a longer term uptrend. So what we need to see as you look at this stock's price here, okay, we have the bearish cross. Every time we come to revisit the 8 EMA, we reject, can't finish breaking over it, right? These are significant points. So right over here again. Where else? Right here. Can't break up over it. We try to, can't hold it. Try to, can't hold it. Can't break up over it here. Over here, we start to break up over the 8 EMA, but we can't fully hold it. We're going sideways. So what we're looking for now that we have this, call it a golden cross, we can be looking for a continuation of this trend, which is what you want to see. Where am I looking for here? Yeah. So that's kind of my look on Coinbase. I do think right now we've seen a massive pump Now a bunch of people want to buy in, and what's going to happen is they might see the price dip a little bit. Well, all we're really looking for is this 8 EMA, potentially this previous resistance that we broke over, $80 here, okay? If we can manage to come back to 80 and it's being used as support, I think that it's a very healthy trend, and I think that will be the best dip to buy in terms of catching potentially an options swing trade, or even gathering shares if you're looking to buy dips. That's the opportunity that's going to come to us in the next few weeks. So that's what we need to pay attention to. Easy.